Hey y'all, and welcome to Bradley the Singing Chef. Today we are going to make a fantastic, really sort of fancy looking main course dish that's the easiest ever to prep. It's going to take us maybe, I don't know, 5 or so minutes to put this whole thing together, and then it just goes in the oven and roasts for 50 minutes to an hour. We are going to make a beautiful apricot harissa roasted chicken. Now, harissa, you may not have ever heard of it. It is actually a spice paste from North Africa, Middle Eastern cooking that I have fallen in love with. It's got some spice to it. You can get it in any grocery store pretty much. It's a jarred condiment. There's a spicy and a mild. Today I'm using spicy. You can do this with mild too if spice is not totally your thing. There's still a little kick because there are chilies in the paste, but there are 2 versions for your preferred heat level. This dish also is a one dish wonder, really super and easy to put together. And then, so I'm going to start with my veggies that are going to go in the base of the dish, and all the chicken is going to cook and all those juices get into those. Oh, I can't wait for you to try this recipe. So let's get going. All right, so I'm gonna dispatch with my veggies first. I've got an onion here, so I'm going to take off an end, toss that into my garbage bowl. And for this, I'm gonna take off the other end too, and then just quickly peel, slice in just a little bit so you can get started there. Peel off this outer layer. Actually, this will be easier if I cut it in half. Let's do that. Yeah, that makes it much easier. Just peel off this outer layer because we are not going to chop or dice this. We really want sort of these like petals of onion so that they are a little bit chunkier in the dish. And then we're going to take some peppers and make those around the same size of all of the onion that's going to go in too. Wow, this peel is no joke today. Usually I'm a little bit quicker than this, guys, but you know, cooking doesn't have to all be a quick process, but it's cutting into my time, onion. Come on. One more. Yeah, there, great. So all I'm gonna do is just like cut through these halves like twice, third it, basically. And then I'm gonna peel apart all the layers of the onion, and into the dish it goes. Super easy. Toss them in, break those up a little bit so I get all these beautiful petals of onion. Same thing with the other half. 1, 2. Toss them in, get them broken apart a little bit so you get your petals. I mean, come on, no dicing, no chopping. That's like easy cooking. If the peel hadn't been such a pain. All right, so that's one onion peeled and then just pulled apart basically. Now I've got peppers going here. I'm using these mainly for color's sake. So I have red, yellow bell peppers, and then I typically use a poblano pepper, even though it doesn't match my North African Middle Eastern place, because this is definitely a Spanish meal type pepper, but I love the flavor of poblanos way more than I love green bell peppers. So that's just my habit go-to when I want a green pepper. So you've already seen how I take care of these. Just cut around the edge, pull apart over your garbage bowl, rip out the core and the white membrane inside. Same thing with the other half. And then you don't even have to think about how to do these, because again, we're really just wanting them to be kind of the same size as those onion slices that are in there. So pretty hefty chunks of your bell pepper. Like, they're not in any way a uniform dice. Just, it's so easy, this dish, I can't even tell you. All right, same thing with my red pepper. Cut around, pull apart, rip out the core and the seeds and the membrane. Same thing with the second half. And chop, 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 chop. Same thing with my other side. Great. Super easy. Already the dish is so colorful. It's really, really pretty. Let's take this green poblano, come in there at the top, cut around to the stem, and that pepper is no different. Pull apart. There's going to be some seeds and an inner membrane, white membrane that you're going to take out. Pull out the core, the top, and the stem. And then again, you just really want the same size on these. The cool thing about poblano, the reason I like them better than bell peppers, is because I just think it has more flavor. I think there's like the mildest heat possible in a pepper. It's like between a bell pepper and heading towards a jalapeno, but not even like truly the same heat level at all as a jalapeno. But it's in between those two, so I like that. All right, so into the pan with this, I'm gonna take some extra virgin olive oil and just do a quick drizzle over your veggies. I'm also going to do a pretty good glug of red wine vinegar. You can use a white wine vinegar, champagne vinegar, whatever kind of vinegar you got on hand, but I'm using red wine today. Pretty good glug of that into the bottom of the dish and over the veggies as well. We're gonna season our veggies with a pinch of salt, a good pinch of black pepper. And those are good to go. All right. So, let's talk about chicken. A lot of people are really intimidated by a whole chicken, okay? We like the ease and everything of the already broken down chicken breasts or legs and wings and thighs. This is nothing to be intimidated about. Breaking down a chicken for this dish is like literally a whopping 2 things that you have to really do. The biggest thing that is the first step is to make sure that your chicken is dry. If you get a whole young chicken like this from your grocery store, skin on, because we want that skin, we're gonna make really, really crispy skin on the outside of this dish. There may in fact be in the cavity of the chicken, the giblets of the bird. Take those out, we don't need them for this recipe. You might want them when you make giblet gravy if you were doing a roast chicken dinner of that sort, but for this recipe we don't really need those, so those can just go away, but make sure you take them out, okay? Great. So the other thing that you want to make sure is that the chicken is dry. It's going to already have some of its natural juices in the packaging, but I just like take it out of the packaging, wash it off, and then I just take a paper towel and dab around to make sure I've gotten as much moisture as I can off of the chicken. I even laid it on a paper towel on this plate to get rid of as much moisture as I possibly can, because the moisture that we want is flavor filled, okay? That we're gonna make with kind of a quick rub marinade that we're gonna put on this chicken. All right, toss all that away. Great, so let's talk about how to make this. I want this chicken to be flat, okay? So that it gets cooked as evenly as possible throughout it. And that you can have your butcher do at the grocery store, but I can actually show you the easiest way to do that. You're gonna, so the breast side is what you're used to looking at as the hump on the top there. The back of the chicken is the other side. You're gonna take your knife and you're just gonna cut in to and through the backbone of the chicken like that. Turn it over. Get this plate out of my way and get to my board so that it's flat. And all it really usually takes is some pressure on top of the bird that to break the breastbone, and that flattens and splays your chicken like they're doing the spread eagle. All right, or the spread chicken. Yeah, and that is it. That's all we need to do to break down this chicken. There's no extra steps of chopping off pieces. Now you could certainly make this dish with an already broken down chicken that's completely separated all the pieces of the chicken, but I just think this is so pretty when it's whole and you take it out of the oven, so that's what we are going to do today. Now, the first step that I usually do when I'm making any version of roast chicken or even roast turkey like around Thanksgiving is I want to inject as much flavor as I can in every layer. So I actually start by peeling up a little bit of the skin on top of the breast, making these little pockets between the meat and the skin. And then within that, towel, I take some room temperature butter and I use that to give this chicken flavor and a little massage. So I'm gonna take, I don't know, 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter, because we like butter a lot. And I'm just gonna stuff it underneath the skin, right? 2 or 3 more tablespoons of the softened butter underneath this other side on top of this breast over here. Then, once I have all the butter in there, I'm just gonna mash it in all around the inside of that skin. That is extra flavor, extra moisture, that is gonna make your chicken so stinking moist, okay? All right, wipe off my hands. I don't need to wash them yet because I'm not finished being messy. We are gonna use God's utensils a lot in this dish. Okay, the next step I'm going to do is I'm gonna create the outer marinade rub that goes on this beautiful apricot harissa chicken, okay? So get a bowl here and a spoon. I'm gonna take 2 or 3 big spoonfuls of this harissa chili paste, because it's a pretty decent sized chicken. Yeah, that should be plenty. Then I'm gonna take apricot preserves. This is a magic ingredient that I keep in my pantry all the time, because I want to add a little sweet to balance this heat. So again, about 2 heaping spoonfuls of that. Then all I'm gonna do is add a little bit of olive oil to loosen things up, and then just use your spoon to combine the apricot preserves and the harissa in this bowl. And that, man, that is a bowl full of flavor. Once you see that everything is nice and combined, let's get it on this chicken. All right, take your chicken, put it on top of all these veggies, okay? Then you're just gonna take this mixture that you just made and pour it over the top of the chicken. It's okay if it goes down the side because we're gonna want this same mixture on those veggies. And then, folks, get your paper towels on hand because you are about to get messy. All right, we're going in, God's utensils, and we're gonna rub this mixture all over this chicken. Yep, got it all over the top side. Then I'm gonna take the chicken, turn it over. Get even more of that on every crevice of this chicken. On the underside as well. Nice. Pull your chicken to one side of the dish. Toss those veggies in the remaining sauce that's in there. Oh yeah. I mean, and just like that, honestly guys, we are totally done prepping this beauty of a chicken dish. All right, all I have to do is finally wash my hands, for sure, because I've got chicken all over them, not to mention the sauce that we just put on the chicken. I'm gonna pop this dish into a preheated 350-degree oven for about 50 minutes to an hour. Check it at that 50-minute mark and just see what it's looking like, and we will have a glorious main dish just like that. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, we are back, and I'm talking slow because I am taking in the glory of what is sitting in front of me and the smells in this kitchen. I wish you were in here. This chicken has perfectly cooked for about 50 to 55 minutes in that oven, and the skin is crispy and all of the veggies underneath it are roasted. There's so much flavor packed in. You have to look at this. I know you can see it, but you need to really see it. I mean, look at that bird. Can you even handle it? Oh my gosh. Cannot wait to dig into this. But because we're supposed to make it pretty, I'm gonna take a really quick green onion and just chop on a bias through some of these tops to add a little color all over. That is gorgeous. I mean, so much color in the whole dish, the chicken and the veggies. And you know I've got to try a little slice, so I'm going in. Just gonna take a little bite of chicken on the end. Oh my gosh, it's so juicy. I gotta get some veggies in my life because they're all flavored with that beautiful chili paste, harissa, and the sweet, sweet apricot preserves. This is gonna be amazing. I'm not even ready. This is ridiculous. I mean, so much good flavor in the chicken. The butter under the skin trick, you're gonna do it every time now. Anytime you have skin on any kind of chicken, you're definitely gonna wanna do that because the flavor and the juiciness of inside this chicken is outstanding. And like I said, there's so much flavor. The sweet and heat together is one of my favorite things in the world. And the heat from that harissa and a little sweet to cut through it. Even though I used the spicy harissa, this is not blowing my palate at all. It is perfect. I really hope that you will try this recipe for yourself. And I also would love for you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Share and like these videos. Make this chicken. It is worth it. I hope you will eat well and love always. Bon appetit, y'all.